Why did I lick my fingers?
I know I did the same thing.
Whew.
That'll bite you, right?
That was a struggle to not. I wasn't gonna throw up, but yeah. Oh.
Welcome to Wings with Wayne, the show where sovereignty gets spicy. I'm your host, Wayne Ducheneau. I have the pleasure to introduce you all today to Giiwedin and welcome you to Wings with Wayne. Giiwedin is a two-spirit water protector from Leech Lake, a popular TikTok content creator. As we have our first wing, now this is Seed Ranch Flavor Company's The Taco. It's pickled jalapenos, habanero, cilantro, garlic, and hominy. As we get ready to have our first wing, tell us a little bit more about yourself. What do you think about the taco? It's not bad?
Yeah, not bad. This is good.
Oh.
Yeah, my name is Giiwedin, which means North Wind in Ojibwe, and I'm a water protector from northern Minnesota, Gawaden, the place that's abundant with leeches, Leech Lake. And I grew up in Ball Club, Gawaden, with my grandparents, and I make TikTok videos about education, education around Indigenous culture, Anishinaabe culture being two-spirit, and also Indigenous resistance. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. I also just graduated college, University of Minnesota Morris. Very plainsy, different from where I grew up, where we have lots of pine trees and lots of lakes. Yeah.
That's actually more like my home in South Dakota, where I'm a true Lakota Plains Indian, where I often talk about this, where I go to northern Minnesota and I get in the canopy and I get claustrophobic. It's just like too much trees for me.
I feel bare when I'm out in the, I'm like, are there things up there? Or like.
Before we get to the next one, I want just one more quick question. How long have you been doing TikTok?
Since 2020, right at the start of the pandemic, after I graduated from high school, that was when everyone was flocking to TikTok.
Yep.
And I just made some videos talking about being Native American, being Anishinaabe, Ojibwe. The first video that really launched it off was I made a video talking about my nose, but I was kind of like just posing and like showing off my nose and how it has like a big hump and how I used to be very insecure about that growing up. But now I embrace that because that is it's so beautiful to see the nose and to look at old historical photos and see like the same hooked nose or the nose with the hump in it. And then when I'm up at Lake Superior walking along the shore and stuff and seeing like the rocks and stuff, I see my nose in the rocks, which is like pretty cool. But yeah, being carved by Giiwedin, the Great Lake.
That is awesome.
The Great Sea.
All right, well, let's tap into that second wing. Now this one is hell-raising triple inferno hot sauce. Habanero, serrano, jalapeno peppers.
Oh, habanero.
Yeah.
You
gonna add some more?
I'll do a little bit. Okay. Just to start. I'm gonna start sweating here soon.
That's fine.
But
now you did it, I have to do it too. So
okay.
Let's try. I haven't added extra yet, but let's see what this does.
Ooh, that's kind of like tangy.
Is it good? You like that one? All right, so here's to hell-raising. The question as we're thinking about this wing, I've been a fan since I found your TikTok of all the work and this talk you do around land back. So can you tell us about why you got into land back, why that became an important issue to you, and some of the work you're doing around land back?
I can already say that this is spicy, but the work around land back, specifically on Leech Lake, we don't have access directly to the lake, and that's because of all of the different resorts and all of the different lakefront property owners who come up for the summer, and these are like their second homes that they come to vacation at. So like we're essentially cut off from the lakes that we should definitely have access to. Seeing that just does not sit right with me and doesn't sit right with a lot of other people. And so I would like Indigenous people to not only reclaim land, but reclaim land that's beautiful and that is on lake front or riverfront, waterfront essentially, because that's something that we don't have access to. Chippewa National Forest, it overlays Leech Lake Reservation and engulfs about 85% of the reservation, which also I'm really hot. I can already tell that when I get to here, it'll be hard to stay in the seat, but I will stay in the seat.
Good job.
But yes, the work that I'm currently doing with Land Back is a few different projects. I'm currently doing one that's hopefully within the next year or so reclaim land on lakefront property, and I've been using TikTok to help push that. But then another one is more like focused on reclaiming land for Ball Club, which is the community that I grew up in as well for the latter half of my adolescence. And it's a 4-acre field right off of Ball Club Lake. We're working to reclaim that either through the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe to buy it or the Nature Conservancy. So we're looking at different organizations that could help reclaim that for us, because a lot of us on the reservation don't have the financial capabilities to buy land outright.
Yep.
Even with like loans and stuff, like I won't be able to be eligible for a loan until probably 5 or 6 years from now when I'm working my career job.
Yep.
But yeah, TikTok has exponentially helped the amount of availability that I have for looking at land back or helping with that.
See, and I love that. Then I was going to follow up a question about what is your land back dream, but I feel like you really articulated it, right? Like it's this place where we as Indigenous people can reclaim these places that mean something to us and have it be the best of it, right? Because oftentimes that's what colonizers did, is when they came in and took our land, we got what was left over. So since I'm not going to follow up by the dream, how can people help land back in particular?
Raising awareness for sure, and lots of just getting the attention of people with big pockets who are able to help fund that, whether that's through individuals or through organizations or through the tribes and stuff, like tribal governments. I would like to see more individual Native American private property owners, because a lot of the people on the reservation are just leasing that land from the tribe, like my grandparents. And so that is also another way of like just essentially being disenfranchised, because you don't own that, you can't sell that, which we live in a system, we live in a machine, and we have to take part in it, I feel like sometimes, if we want to try to make change.
And we can change it from the inside out. I 100% agree. So let's move on to the hot sauce. This is ghost pepper pineapple.
Ooh.
So
it'll be sweet.
Smells a little sweet.
Oh.
And one of the things I think why I've been drawn to your TikTok in particular, I think as a Two-Spirit Indigenous person, I've just found you've been a great role model for like many of the Two-Spirit relatives I have, especially the youth coming up. And so what I appreciate is how you share that experience on TikTok. And so in doing that, where do you find the most joy? And what are some of the day-to-day challenges being that open about it?
Just being so open about it and living in my truth is what brings me the most joy. But as for like challenges, more recently, I've been getting a lot more hate on some videos that I posted. I'm about to approach combined 1.5 million views on some Instagram videos that I posted, but Instagram specifically is more harsh with the hate comments that I'm getting, and that's kind of been, I'll be honest, a downer on a little bit of my mental health. But for the highlights, it's just being who I am and sharing that and helping others like come to terms with that, and also to treat themselves as sacred.
I really love watching your videos because where you seat your power is in the understanding, right, of that Two-Spirit folks in our societies were revered. They were part of certain ceremony, right? They were all these things, and those are the stories that I like to see shared out about Two-Spirit people for Indigenous community, because it goes to show the difference between Western viewpoint on LGBTQ Two-Spirit folks versus our traditional ways, our traditional practices, where we're inclusive, we brought people in, we recognize the power from within.
Yeah, and one of the things that I want to talk about briefly is Giiwedin, which is a historical icon from Minnesota who is Two-Spirit. We don't exactly know the pronouns that they would use, but in Anishinaabe culture and in Ojibwe society, they were Agokwe or Ayakwe, which is just someone who is deemed male at birth but grows up to be to take on the roles of Ojibwe women in Ojibwe society. And she brought Henry Schoolcraft to the headwaters of the Mississippi. He, of course, being a European American, stuck the American flag in the ground and said, like, I discovered this, when he had a guide right there. But then he later honored her with a medal, which is just something that a lot of European explorers would do and the US government would do to have people to sign treaties. But she is historically documented, which I think is just so awesome to show that we have that. and we have that. I don't want to say proof, but we have that proof for the people who are naysayers,
Yeah.
and who like will say like, well, actually, you guys weren't accepting. No, we were.
We were.
And there's oral traditions that we have, like my grandparents on my mom's side, they were the first ones to tell me that you are two-spirit. And yeah, I've kind of really stepped into that. And TikTok and social media has actually helped me a lot into stepping into that and being more comfortable with myself.
For what it's worth, I'm proud of watching your journey. Like I commend you.
Thank you.
Brave.
And this is lactose-free milk?
Lactose-free milk, yes.
Okay, so I won't have a bad time later.
You shouldn't. Well, the hot sauce might do something to you. What did you think about the hot sauce? Like was it ghost
it's
pepper?
it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for this one to see if.
You could just tell by looking at it, right? Like,
Yeah.
But before we get to that one, we have to go to the Phoenix, right? This is from Guadalupe, Mexico. It's Angry Goat Pepper Company. This question will get a little bit more spicier as well. How do you see TikTok as a platform helping to raise awareness about tribal sovereignty?
It definitely is a tool for raising awareness and wing break.
Wing break. That's a good taste.
That is, but it like seeps into the back.
Oh wow, it's warming up.
Okay, so TikTok is algorithm based, and so the way that I do social media is I do call to actions.
Okay.
And so the more people that interact with the video, the further it gets pushed out. And so it definitely can be used for educating about tribal sovereignty and exercising tribal sovereignty. Like during the Line 3 resistance, educating people about treaty rights.
Sorry, this is the worm.
Yeah, it's making it hard to concentrate. But treaty rights, yes. Hunting, fishing, living off of the land, 1855, 1854, 1837, and like all of those different treaties up in northern Minnesota.
Yep.
That's tribal sovereignty.
Yep.
That enables Anishinaabe people to exercise their treaty rights, which was one of the ways that we were exercising our tribal sovereignty during Line 3 to help combat against the multinational oil corporation. And it's getting hard to talk now with this on my tongue.
It's brutal.
Enbridge, which, screw Enbridge, yeah, they're overdoing Line 5 in 1/5 of the world's freshwater, Lake Superior, which we need to shut that down.
Yep.
All of them are constructed, but we can still defund them and stop them and transition to a greener future. And yeah, I definitely have used TikTok to further educate about tribal sovereignty.
Right on. Well, I think now is the time. We're gonna go to Karma Sauce's Scorpion Disco.
Scorpion Disco.
For the camera, Scorpion Disco. I don't know if you're gonna wanna dab extra on this.
Okay.
If you do, you're braver than me. This is, what is this, a Funkin' Hot.
Funkin' hot. This will be good.
But as we put it on, we thought we'd give it a really extra spicy question.
Okay.
But we know you have a wild rice tattoo.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about
Oh,
your
this is
inspiration for getting
spicy.
that? Yeah, right. How did
Yeah.
it come to be? And do you have future tattoo plans?
Okay, yes.
Cheers.
It's on, yes, cheers. It's on my lower back, which some would say it's a tramp stamp.
Okay.
Which it is a tramp stamp, but in a well, tramp stamps are good. I like tramp stamps.
There you go.
But it's a wild rice tattoo. And it came to be from my friend, Louise, who did the tattoo.
I don't know why I'm licking my fingers.
Actually, I didn't take a bite, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna get hot. Your friend.
he was the first
Oh shit.
person
Sorry.
that like I capital R riced with
Yeah.
on the lake. And like the first person that like we did a really like good harvest with a wild. Ooh.
Be careful.
Sorry,
Nope.
I'm not gonna puke.
You're fine.
I'm good.
Even if you do. It'll be a first.
I'd be the first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Milk helps too.
But she does tattoos, stick and poke tattoos, and so after having that experience with her, I said, hey, could I get a tattoo on my lower back? A tramp stamp, because her Instagram is called Tramp Stamps Only.
Yeah.
But I was her first tramp stamp. Oh, that hits you.
It gets there.
But yeah, it's on a lovely spot. And it was a very good memory, and my eyes are watering.
Be careful of your eyes. Don't touch your eyes. Not even with your napkin. Don't touch with your napkin now.
Okay. But yeah, it's a spicy hat.
Oh, now my lips are burning.
Why did I lick my fingers?
I know I did the same thing.
Yeah, wild rice tramp stamp.
Awesome.
That, whew,
That'll bite you, right?
that was a struggle to not. I wasn't gonna throw up, but oh,
So I got a couple of other questions I want us to think about. One, as the heat from the sauce makes me think about your life, and what has been your biggest inspiration in your life, and why?
ooh, biggest inspiration are 3 people that are all a part of me. My grandma and my grandpa, Tom and Sharon, and my mom, Nijandeg. My grandparents are the ones who imparted the kindness onto me and who I am today as a two-spirit individual, as a Giiwedin, which is the Anishinaabe gender term that I identify with, which is just someone who's feminine, which is a guy who is feminine.
The Giiwedin.
Yeah,
Okay.
Giiwedin. And there's like numerous Anishinaabe gender terms and identities in the language and stuff, which I think is absolutely beautiful. My grandparents and then my mom. My mom is so strong, has gone through so much stuff, and is still a smiley, very strong and fierce woman. There's a particular strong that you only see with Indigenous women, and that is her, and that is something that I strive to have at least an ounce of. And I just appreciate all 3 of them because they are the ones who made me who I am today. And yeah, I love them. So.
Right on. Well, Giiwedin, miigwech for sharing your time with us. Miigwech for traveling down here. This has been a fantastic session of Wings with Wayne. Thank you so much for coming, and good luck down the road.
Oh, miigwech, Wayne. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
This was fun. I will definitely think twice about that. But yeah.